the espresso blend. That one is chocolatey. The other ones, there's one on there. It's got like an orange. It's in a tin. That one's Honduras. It tastes like cacao, so it's like incredibly like rich. Like it tastes like an orange cacao with like an orange essence. Yeah, it's really nuts.
Cherry and plum with orange, clove, cinnamon, fudge body. Oh my god.
But yeah, it's just the natural way that coffee comes. So there's nothing added to it.
That sounds immense. I'm ordering something.
Yay, do it. Oh, let me give you just.
There's only 2 left in stock. Add to basket. I'm having one.
Yeah, I think if you put in homework, let me think. Let me find it. I've got a discount code for you.
Discount codes.
I think it's homework 10 or something. Oh no, that might be for subscription. Other than that, I only know the master code to get like order free. And I can't give you that. That'd be too suspicious.
Yeah, that didn't work. I'll still order it as well. It's not too bad.
Yeah, it's speciality, like proper. How do you make your coffee though?
I either do it in a cafetiere or I do it because I've got the machine, the Nespresso machine, but I've got the metal capsules with food capsules, so I pack them in there and do that as well.
So I think it'd be quite nice in French press. Do you have a grinder? What is it like?
It's a electric grinder.
Yeah, but does it have a blade that goes around in a circle, or is it?
No, it's got teethy early thingies that go together.
Oh, good. So it's a burr grinder. Excellent. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So you can try it in both.
Okay.
Do you have with milk?
Yeah.
Okay.
I tend to. Well, I try it without first. Sorry, we've gone off on tangent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna
We
say,
can message.
take DD, please.
I was waiting for Katie and Lee to finish their conversation before we started.
Oh, that could have gone on for hours.
Oh, we can message about it.
Yeah.
Oh, we're in the wrong positions.
Oh no.
That's fine.
We're live. Are we?
Yep, that's fine. We're good.
Cool. Hello. Welcome
Alright.
to the second live session of the Everchosen campaign, which, if you don't know, is a homebrew campaign written by myself, Feargus, for all of these lovely people, and a few that aren't here because they have real life commitments, which is fine. We don't. I don't know what I was going to say then. We'll forget it. For those of you that didn't see our last stream, which was 2 weeks ago, I'll give a little recap of last time. Which was our group of brave adventurers arriving in the city of Midtown on a job from the charismatic and strange underworld boss known simply as the Collector. You guys have been tasked to steal, acquire a mysterious artifact from the auction house within the city. Last time you staked out the auction house and discovered that the item in question was housed on the top floor of the auction house in a trapped glass display case. You also discovered that there will be a viewing of the artifacts the day before the auction, and decided to use your remaining polyweed, the hallucinogenic drug that changes people into animals that you guys picked up, to create some sort of distraction by in order for you to steal the artifact in the ensuing chaos. And I believe we left off with you guys having had a night's rest at the 3 Stars Inn within the sort of middle district of the city. And we pick up the following morning after a good meal. So you are on the streets of Midtown. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. Some of the stores started to open up and do business. The shops are, excuse me, the shops surrounding the market square have also started up their day's business. What would you guys like to do?
Well, so we were waiting for the kind of viewing session to happen, weren't we?
Yeah. And you know it would be happening, the viewing session would be today, and the auction is the following day.
Okay. Does anyone have anything they need to do before we... Well, no, we need to test this, don't we? We need to test this out first.
Yes, it
Yeah,
would
yeah.
make
We-
sense to check its viability.
Yeah, we need to make sure
Um,
that this will actually work.
Hubert's gonna just be listening. How you want tests?
Well,
Well, that's what I was thinking. Maybe we don't want to test it on one of us.
You need urchin?
no, definitely not urchins. We're not testing this on a child.
Can we test this on a chicken?
Homeless person.
I'm
Someone that could do it for some coin, maybe.
What
You
if-
you want me get homeless?
no,
Just throwing
I've-
ideas
No.
out there.
I know,
Don't go
but I
after
am
rabbits.
No.
I am horrified, and I don't.
I'm not going to be using the strong stuff. I'm only using the stuff that'll do the temporary change, not the long-term change and kill them afterwards.
Right, but we still don't know
What if we just...
what the effect will be.
What if we just went
What?
back around and just, asked, we'll give someone like 2 gold pieces to be a part of an experiment? We could just ask.
We could do.
At this point, Hubert just pushes free forward.
Okay. Free goes. Hubert, what you doing?
You help.
But we need her later, do we know?
Yeah. Free looks genuinely horrified and quite cross at Hubert volunteering her to test the polyweed.
Well, I'll do it. I'll volunteer.
Okay.
Are you sure?
What do we want to do this in then? How are we going
like
to do
animals?
this? Should
Well,
we...
Are you really sure about that, Kez? I mean, I wouldn't want anything.
What's the worst that could happen?
You could
Um,
die.
At this point, Hubert is. He kind of says, "What you need Hubert for?"
We
I mean, I've thought of a way of how we could transport it and make it into a gas. We mix it in with a bit of water, we boil the water, it evaporates. I mean,
That's not a bad shout.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, my other thought was
my other thought was just to
put it on in some
set it on fire.
metal
and,
container, heat the bottom, and put a lid over it.
Yep.
And catch the vapors.
Eat the
Should we try?
eat the solution
Let's-
to do.
Let's try that first. At least we've got that contained then, rather than boil it in a pan and
Yeah.
it evaporates, and then
Just real quick, Lee and Jack, you're both way off center. If you open up the Twitch stream, you'll actually be able to see where you are, and you can adjust on that. The link is in the announcements page on the Discord,
Okay.
just so that we're all
Hang on.
in there. I keep going off as well because I need to probably just adjust my camera actually. There we are. That's better. Just want to make sure everyone can be seen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just loading it up now.
For those of you who are watching the Twitch stream, thank you for just bearing with us. This is the first time we're trying this out with this new setup. I put it together today, and we want to make sure that it all looks really good. And so some technical hitches may come up, but we will do our best to fix them as they do. And currently, the place of Isabel has been taken by this absolutely lovely drawing that Sarah did. So we're all it's so cute, and I absolutely love that picture so much. So I wanted to put it in for her on this. But yeah, sorry. We can. Oh, and hello in the chat. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Continue on. I was just wanted to make sure we were all in.
Right.
Can I make some sort of arcana or nature check to see if Hollyweed would act in a way, if the active ingredient being magical, if that means it doesn't matter how you ingest it?
Sure, go ahead, yeah. That would be Arcana.
Oh boy.
I could potentially identify it and see if that gives us any inkling as to what it might do, but
I got 18.
18, okay. Not knowing the specifics of how polyweed is made, yeah, you haven't fully seen these set up.
Here's a thought.
You're not sure. Yeah, you're not sure how magical the actual polyweed itself is, but you're fairly confident that it so long as you ingest the main body of it, it doesn't matter how you ingest it.
You know when we messaged the Queen,
yeah.
could we message the supplier of our polyweed and ask them if what his recommendations would be for hotboxing a room?
Yeah, I could do that. I could send him a message. That's
Just say we're theorising for a bit of entertainment one evening, and rather than all drink it, we wondered what we could do to make the process more entertaining.
Airborne.
okay. So Marina takes out a piece of copper wire and hooks it round her ear, and casts sending to what was the name of the guy? It was
Fee harpsichord.
Fee Harpsichord. And just go, hi Fee. We have some of your polyweed. Was wondering on recommendation to have weed affect an entire room of people.
Vaporizing.
I am limited on words.
There's a brief pause before you get a response. I'm assuming you have limited supply. I haven't tried vaporizing it. It should work, in theory. But, do let me know how it goes. I would love to know for my own notes. Pop by when you're round.
Okay, he seems to think that the vaporizing would work. So,
It's possible. Let's do it.
Do you want to try it, or should we just?
we definitely still should test it, but
Yeah.
Okay.
So we need a metal container, a light, and something to catch the gas over the top.
Can we do it in the tiny hut?
I mean, in theory, that could be a thing, yeah.
Yeah.
It'd take me, give me like 10 minutes to set up the hut, and we can try it. And this is just the normal one, right? This is just the normal one.
It's just the normal
Yeah.
one.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I think so.
They're quite different. The double strength one is all thick and sludgy, and the other one's still fairly disgusting.
So Marina, as you look at it, inside this vial is this sort of green, clear liquid. And inside there looks to be what looks like almost a strand of pondweed floating in it. The vials are only like that big.
Okay.
And if you look at the double shrink ones, the liquid has gone completely opaque. And it's a lot darker green.
Okay. So if we're gonna do it in, the only thing is, if we're gonna do it in the dome, then I need to be in there. Because if I leave the dome, it disappears. And if something goes wrong, I really don't want to be in there.
Okay.
Sorry, this is just making me real nervous. I really like the idea, and I really want to do this. I'm trying to think of a way to do it where I don't have to be part of the experiment.
Okay.
Can't we just do a room in the inn?
Maybe there's an outhouse somewhere. A public toilet. In Midtown.
You're suggesting we do drugs in the toilet? Sounds very common.
You guys want to look for an outhouse?
Maybe just a Wendy house?
What, just break into someone's back garden and go in their Wendy house? Actually, thinking about it, that would be hilarious.
What kind of savages do you think we are?
Dumbest thing ever. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, how long do we still have the room in the inn?
Uh,
Can we go back?
how long? Yeah.
It was 8 o'clock in the morning. Checkout's not normally till 11, is it?
Yeah. No, you guys technically still do have the room in the inn.
Is there a wardrobe?
Yeah. There's a simple wardrobe.
Right then,
Alright, yeah.
Problem
let's
solved.
go. We'll just wedge some capes or clothing in the wardrobe slots to keep the vapors in, and shove our willing victim in the cupboard.
This is so dodgy.
Okay.
This is the second time I've seen someone go inside of a wardrobe. The first time was when me and Manus held that dead cultist in that other place.
Yes, that's true.
Wait, you did what?
Oh,
Never mind.
right. You don't know about that. Never mind. It's fine.
Hello, you guys still left him there.
It's still there.
He's still there?
Eventually, I'd imagine he's
Yeah.
probably smelling a bit by now.
I imagine they
He's
found
probably
him.
goo.
Oh.
He's probably goo.
We're doing.
Right then.
We are the good guys, right? We're doing good
He was
things.
a cultist. We are a good.
He
Okay.
was a cultist.
He was a
It's not like
cultist,
he
he was
was
a cultist.
innocent. He was a cultist.
He was a cultist. He deserved
Yeah.
to be murdered and stuffed in a wardrobe.
Okay.
Turned into a
As
beaver.
dodgy
He
as
was a
this is, we
beaver.
should probably think about fire safety. If we're gonna
I
have to
can,
fire water at a wooden wardrobe
I can control flames.
from outside the
There we
wardrobe.
go.
As long as I can. Well, to be fair, if fire safety becomes an issue, I don't imagine it will be contained to the wardrobe.
No, true.
No.
Should I get?
And I'd like to think your warning would be audible from the
Should
outside.
Should I?
That's how tightly you stuff the rags in.
Do you want me to go find
Unless-
a bucket of water just in case?
Yeah, it might not be a bad idea to have some on hand.
Yeah. Unless
Right.
this is a magical wardrobe that leads to a mystical place of snow and witches and lions, I think we're going to
That
be
sounds
okay.
prepastious.
Absolutely ridiculous notion.
You mentioned that. Funnily enough, yes, as you enter the wardrobe, it's just a normal wardrobe.
You're in Narnia.
Yeah, no. This is just a wardrobe. It does not lead to a magical realm of snow, ice, witches, and lions.
Damn it.
And Jesus allegory lions.
Yeah, no, there are no Jesus allegory lions.
Yeah, if it's possible, we should get. We'll try and find a metal plate.
Yep.
Get a tinderbox and some wood. I don't know. We travel a lot. I imagine we
I've
have
got a
some way of
mess
boiling
kit.
water.
Yeah, I'm sure.
One
Yeah,
each.
I'm sure one of you has a tinderbox on hand.
Yep.
I have that,
So
and I have a mess kit, so I'll have a metal plate.
Okay.
Should I go find a bucket of water?
Yeah, you do that. So,
Alright.
looking at this vial, we can see the strand in there. I'd
Yeah.
imagine that strand is probably one of the main effective elements, and there is only one element of this strand in there, isn't there?
yeah,
So, I suggest we take a bit of the liquid and a snippet of the strand. Sound viable to you?
Okay.
How many doses were supposed to be in this one vial?
in a vial, one dose.
Right. Ah.
I think
Okay.
yeah. I think I said it was one dose a vial.
But this
Okay.
is double strength.
No, this is the regular strength. The double strength is the bad shit that kills you.
I
As
thought
far
that
as
when
we
you
know.
bought it, you asked him to give you some extra fun stuff.
I've got 2 regular and 2 doubles.
Right, I'll go. I'm just gonna quickly
But
run down.
you have no idea. So yeah, so technically one vial is one dose, but you have no idea the effects of what happens when you vaporize a dose.
No.
Yeah, let's try like a hot dose. See if that is
Do
enough.
you-
Okay.
I'm really hoping that a half dose gives you some animal feet limbs.
The back end of a chicken.
But ideally, it would just reduce the time the duration? Because we don't need them to be animals for a whole hour or however long it was.
That's true. Okay.
John, you can find a bucket of water easy enough. The
I have a
bartender,
bucket.
the bartender gives you one.
Excellent.
For completely ordinary reasons.
I
Oh no, my excuse was I just wanted to wash my feet before we headed out.
Good.
Okay.
I'll hand the vial over to Marina, and this is probably your
This is so ridiculous.
accuracy and magical potions would be more your area of expertise than mine. I'm a bit of a blunt instrument.
Okay. Sure.
Maybe I should do it and you tell me what to do.
Yeah,
If
that
there's
feels better.
dexterity involved.
That sounds like a better idea. Do be careful. Please be careful. Okay. So, in order to vaporize this properly, then I think what you need to do is place some of the weed onto the metal plate, and then you're going to want to start a flame going underneath the plate to heat it quite high, and then you'll know it starts working when smoke starts coming off the weed.
And you'll probably want something to hold the plate with, because I'd imagine that metal plate's going to get quite
It's going to
warm
get
while you're doing this.
really hot whilst you're doing that. So, yeah, maybe having something that can hold the plate
Ooh.
up. I do not have a spell that is suitable for that. So,
Where the bucket of water came from, I don't suppose there's any, you nab a kitchen, an oven glove from the kitchen. They must have something like that down there.
I'll go and ask.
Can we use the magical tripod?
Do any of you have an alchemy kit?
I don't think so.
No.
Could have taken one from the what's it? Wizard woman. But we didn't.
None of you
No.
took
No,
it.
we-
No.
we-
You
No.
did.
I'll just run down to reception quickly and ask for an oven glove or cloth or something.
That would have been some very good foresight if we.
Okay. The dwarven bartender looks at you very suspiciously and goes, "What do you want an oven glove for?"
It's for a friend of mine.
Roll me a persuasion check.
God. $13.
13. He kind of squints at you very suspiciously before he reaches behind the bar and pulls out a thick dish rag that looks like it's used for cleaning some of the glasses, hands it to you and goes, you can keep that.
Mm-hmm.
It's dirty
Sir?
and filthy. It's got holes in it. It looks really old. But yeah.
Sir, you're a saint. Have a lovely day. Back upstairs I go.
He's just watching you go. Like, he's like, who's this weirdo?
2 hours later, he's standing outside watching his pub burn down.
I bet it was.
I sense foreshadowing.
Okay. I'll dip the towel in the bucket of water.
Okay.
I'm gonna press to digitate the towel before you do to clean it because it looks
What?
disgusting.
Okay.
Just be no.
So, I know that Hubert. I'm just gonna message Fergus.
Okay.
Okay.
No, that's fine.
Whispers.
Whispers.
Does the thing look like it's going to be sufficient to block heat?
Yeah, if you fold it a couple of times, it probably looks like it will block. It will block the heat.
Okay. I'm going to give Kez a sheet of parchment as well to just kind of put around it too, to give it a little bit more of a bit more padding and something that doesn't have as many holes in. hopefully won't just burst into flames, but it's parchment, not paper at least. And it can soak some water.
No. It won't. Katie.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, no, you're right.
100%.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah, no.
I teach it.
Yeah.
No, yes.
So yes. And I suppose. Yeah, no, Kez, you would know. Thank you for reminding me, Katie, because I forgot this. You would know that unless you if you're dipping the cloth in the water, you'd probably have to dry it first before touching the hot surface with it, because otherwise it will just conduct the heat better.
That's right, yeah. Prestidigitation, I'm going to dry the thing.
Okay.
Just
it's
be
nice and dry.
Yeah. Feel like
Alright.
Then would it catch fire?
No.
Unless you're holding it to the flames. No.
Yeah, just careful not to put this above the fire.
Yeah, if it is wet, you're gonna get burnt so fast, like faster than you would otherwise.
Yeah.
All right. Are we all set?
I think so.
Good luck, Kez.
See you on the other side. Whatever your other side might look like in a few minutes.
Okay. So, Kez, you enter the wardrobe. How much of the polyweed are you placing on the homemade bong?
Half a dose.
Half a dose. Okay. Okay. You pour out a little bit of the liquid, and you cut half of the weed-like structure onto the dish, and you kind of stopper it before the rest of the liquid and the rest of the polyweed can flow out. You place this metal sheet over the fire, and the water quickly evaporates, and you get this acrid smell as this green smoke starts to appear. The polyweed itself starts to dry and shrivel, and it adds this horrible sweetness to the acrid smoke, and you kind of start to cough a bit as the smoke fills your lungs. Could you please make me a Constitution saving throw?
15.
Okay.
I didn't want to succeed that one, did I?
No, but to be fair, you can always voluntarily fail a saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to fail
I
the
would
saving?
voluntarily fail. Yeah.
Okay. As you kind of you naturally try to fight the sort of the poisons and the polyweed itself, but you kind of shrug that urge off, and you suddenly feel very relaxed, and the flames kind of start sputtering. Green, blue, purple, red. It looks really pretty. And then you get this where's mine? You get this itching sensation on the back of your neck. And you kind of start scratching, and then it's kind of on your arms and all over, and you start to see what looks like fur, orange fur. And your hand is no longer a hand, it's a paw. And the ground seems a lot closer than it was about 5 minutes ago. And your nose starts to twitch, and you're not good at seeing in the dark, yet you can see really well in this cupboard. And you're kind of hungry and angry and fed up all at the same time. And you kind of stretch your kind of your new body out, feel the tail that you've grown kind of wrap around. And you kind of just lie next to the fire because it's nice and it's warm and it's pretty. Your ears twitch a bit as you can hear the sounds of someone outside. You're not sure who. You don't really care. The rest of you guys, 5 minutes go by. You haven't heard anything. You can see some smoke kind of escaping the edges, but it dissipates quickly in the air.
Should we open the door? Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
do
do
this.
Okay.
I open the door.
As you open the door, this plume of acrid green smoke flows out of the wardrobe and quickly dissipates into the air.
Ooh,
And
that's
lying on the floor next to the smouldering small fire is an orange tabby cat. Like Ted used to be.
Nice. Success! Success!
So that works.
Oh, Hubert's gonna pick up the cat and just start stroking Kez.
Okay.
Like,
Kez,
Marina's gonna put out the
this
fire.
hulking, bald monster reaches out towards you and tries to pick you up. He has a tail of his own that kind of like comes round and tries to intertwine with your tail. What do you do?
But do I have any... I don't know who I am, I'm just a cat.
No, you are just a cat, and you see this hulking, bald green monster with a tail reaching out towards you.
Well, how...
like
But
Hubert is trying to be very gentle. Maybe we'll just stroke you first.
Okay. Hubert, make me an animal handling check.
Oh. Oh no.
Hubert snaps Kaz's neck.
A 6.
Oh crap!
A 6.
Yeah, I'm just trying to stroke. Actually, I'm gonna use my inspiration that
Okay.
I got from my idea.
Okay, yeah, no, you still got that inspiration from last session.
So I get to roll advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah. It did not help at all.
I
got a
will run
4.
and jump onto the window ledge.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Look at everyone indignantly. Is the window open?
Yeah, the window's open.
Oh man, the cat's leaving.
Oh crap! We should have closed the window.
Yeah, hop out the window.
Okay.
Explore
Kez.
the city, the town.
Yeah, no, Kez, you leap from the window. And even though you're a story up, you land on your feet without issue. And you are now in the town of Midtown. There are all sorts of interesting smells. You can smell freshly cooking food, and there's all sorts of these. You can smell big people, tiny people. You can smell small little rodents, and you start to chase some of them and try to catch.
I'm gonna go
them.
hunting.
Yeah.
Oh, Hubert is running out the door to try to catch Kez.
Okay. Make me a perception.
So yeah, I'll be wandering around the rooftops to find, looking around for something to catch.
Okay, so both Hubert and Cat Kez
Do I need a cat step block?
Yeah, you will need the cat stat block. If you go,
I got one. I got
yeah, you use the cat's perception.
one. Okay, well, that's pretty good. 20.
20, okay. And yeah, and you're just
Oh.
looking for interesting things.
Wow, I did not
I'm
mean
looking for
to.
something to hunt.
Okay.
I did not mean to roll animal handling again. I meant to roll perception, but my animal handling the next time around was 2.
Go on, Hubert.
Hubert loves.
I get advantage on perception checks with smell. So
Yeah, okay, you can have advantage on this because you'll be smelling.
doesn't matter. Same roll.
Okay. Hubert, you do not see the orange tabby
No.
cat that was once Kez.
I'm now panicking though, so I'm gonna be like trying to find him.
Okay. Kez, you spy all sorts of interesting things to hunt. There are small mice that are kind of scurrying between some of the houses and warehouses. You catch a few and you start munching on them. And in your kind of hunt and exploration of this new city, you come across a small pack of fellow cats that seem quite curious of you at first, but as they come kind of sniffing up to you, one of them, this kind of mangy looking black-haired cat with kind of slightly matted fur. He looks like he's been out on the streets for a long time. He's kind of very cautious of you. He kind of paces up to it, kind of hisses at you to kind of back away.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be part of this. I'm a bit intimidated. I'm finding another part of town.
Okay, you
Dealing with
wanna,
that.
what's the
Probably
rest of the
find some
party?
stall.
What's the rest of the party doing?
Go
Oh, Hubert's wandering the street.
Okay.
Absolutely. He's gonna be looking for Kez like frantically.
Well, I'd call that a resounding success.
I think so.
Oh, bollocks, we lost him.
He'll turn back into himself soon enough, I'm sure.
And at least
I
this
was
time
more
when he does it, we won't have a hangover,
Yeah.
in theory.
He'll turn back into himself, and then he'll come back here, I'm sure. We just need
He's be
to
fine.
wait, and in the
Come on,
meantime,
this-
we maybe want to turn the rest of those things into a potential weapon, so that we can actually fill the room with it.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So, maybe if we could do it into some sort of glass, a vial that we could contain the smoke in, and then drop it on the floor like a grenade in the middle of the room, or release it from the back of the room so it
If
dissipates into the room.
I mean, if we were being really clever, and this is really clever, what we could do is find like some pipe or tubing. Marina could fly herself up to the roof. We hook
I
it up
can't
and
fly.
Just let it. Oh, that's right. That's
Free
free.
Frey can
Frey can
fly.
Free can fly us up. Yeah, Free can fly us up to the roof. We stick it in with a small window. We just let it off and just let nature take its course. I do think we do have to close all the windows and doors beforehand, though. So locking them might be an idea.
I had a thought, but it would require some like building and smithing, which I don't think we have the skill set for smithing. Does anyone have know how to smith?
No.
All right. Yeah, I think.
So it would just drop it in through the roof, or through a window.
Well, my thought was to take some kind of metal can, add a little ring of metal inside, or a little plate of metal inside, so that there's two separate compartments. One in which we can contain a flame to heat the can, and the other side we can contain the weed. And then we just need to poke holes in it in the weed side, so as the weed heats up and vaporizes, it can then the smoke can get out of the can. We can literally just throw it in then. But that would require probably a bit more crafting skill than we have.
That and the flame would need oxygen to burn, I'd imagine, so it would go out if it didn't have holes in it.
That's true. Oh, I wish I had the heat metal. I don't have that spell though. That would have been really handy to have right now. All of these spells I end up getting out of hindsight because I don't. They always. I need to start trying to predict things a bit better, which is weird because that's kind of meant to be my thing, but it doesn't seem to work very well.
What if, and this is just a complete shot in the dark here, what if one of us managed to get in, finds like a trapdoor or something, and lights it up, and then it goes through the floorboards? Complete shot in the dark, but it's throwing that out there.
It's
thinking
yeah, really
pre-vaporized in a breakable container.
That might be the best solution.
We need a way. It would need to have a decent sized container to. I guess it's just gas, so it's going to disperse when it gets out.
So maybe a large glass bottle from the bar downstairs with a cork in it.
Oh, I don't think we should ask more things from that bar. They're already suspicious of me.
That's true.
Could just literally go down. Someone could just go down there and buy a bottle of wine, and then we can drain it and clean it, and then wait for it to dry out.
That's a good point. I'll go find us a bottle of wine.
Actually, let's make it. Should we make it one bottle of wine, or should we make it 3 or 4 bottles of beer, which is slightly smaller? We can cover a larger area when they break.
Maybe, yeah, that might be a better idea.
I thought you were going to say 3 bottles of wine, but I do like your thinking, so I'll get us some bottles of beer.
Go and
Does anybody actually?
Make sure you bring the corks back with you as well. Otherwise, the whole exercise is slightly pointless.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll need the cork.
Corks back with. Yes. Okay. I will go down to the bar and I will order 4 bottles of beer.
Great.
Okay. That's not hard. It's about
9 o'clock in the morning, which is really
yeah.
drinking.
It is about.
It's a tasting.
11 o'clock in the morning by this point, and the bartender does give you that same "what the fuck are you doing" look.
It's for the road.
He kind of, he doesn't say anything. Gives you the 4 bottles of beer. Goes
silently judging me.
Yeah, no, he is. He's very much silently judging you. He goes, that'll be 2 silver.
I'm not making it gold.
Okay, you can make it a gold. He'll happily take your gold.
I will take my gold, sir.
Wait, I'm starting to get the feeling that that John does this a lot, where he pays a gold for things that are like 2 silver. Does John not know the conversion rate of gold into silver, and so doesn't want to try and work out the maths?
No, he just doesn't have any silver. He only has gold.
You could get change.
You can convert gold into silver.
Wait, you can...
Yeah, just
Yeah.
10.
Alright, let's go to the first option, because that's just funnier.
Yeah.
That's for John's character. He doesn't know the exchange rate of gold, even though he worked in a bar.
Oh man.
Yeah, John never worked on the front of the house. John,
No,
He worked once.
John was the back.
Once.
John was the back of the house guy. The one time he did work at the front was a disaster, and
Yeah.
He gained so much money, but lost it at the same time.
No, because people would be demanding their money.
yeah.
Yeah. It's got to the point, John just opened the till and just threw coins at them. Just go, take it. I don't know how this works.
It's like the child who they give you, they're pretending to play shopkeeper, and you give them exact amount, and they're like, "Here's your change." It's like, okay.
No.
Yep.
That is not my change.
I don't need change.
Alright, I've got us the beer.
Great. Marina takes all of the bottles and just starts pouring them out the window.
What are you doing?
Oh, Hubert's not in the room, but that would not fly.
Maris makes a grab for one of the bottles.
No.
Wait,
What? We need
No.
to empty them.
I like how both John and Maris were like, no.
I knew
It's
John
not
would be
vodka.
like. I knew John would be like that. That's why I did it. But
No. I grab it just out of Marina's hands. I just snatch it and I drink it.
what? We need to empty them.
I'm emptying them.
We're pulling a heist. Why are you drinking?
And 2 beers is not going to dissuade me from doing it.
So while you guys are doing that, Kez, in cat form, you found some things to hunt. Is there anything else you're looking for? Or are you just looking for more things to hunt?
I will probably. I'll go find some people buying stuff and look at them to try and give me food. And anyone that gives me anything, I will follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not hard to find people buying kind of street food. You kind of walk up to a few people who sit there, and you look cute. Can you give me just a general charisma check?
Oh no.
I'll say with advantage, because you are quite a nice looking street cat.
So it's a -2 for cats, so that's 13.
13. Okay. You kind of walk up to a few people and sit, and you try to look cute, and a few of them ignore you. And then you spy 2 large people with a small person, and you're like, well, let's just go and try that. And the small person seems really into you, and it kind of goes up and it kind of pats your head, and it turns to the 2 big people, and it says something in, and it says something that you don't understand. And the 2 big people kind of look down at you, look at the small person, they say something back, and it just, the small person kind of looks up at them with these kind of like big sad eyes. And then you see one of the big people kind of sigh and shrug and like just look generally a bit disheartened, and the small person gives you some of their food, and then kind of pats you and strokes you again and starts giving you tummy scritches, and it's really nice.
I
You like-
tolerate it.
you like this small person more than, you know, yeah, you tolerate this small person, and he kind of stops scritching you and starts to follow the 2 big people. Do you follow them?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they still have food.
Yeah, no, they still have food. The small person's kind of like eating, and occasionally looks back and sees that you're following it, and will drop some of its food before running on. And they're kind of meandering up towards some of the places where there are nicer roofs and nicer looking buildings, and the smells are slightly nicer. And the little person kind of looks back and sees that you're still following and gets very excited, and kind of starts tugging the sleeves of one of the big people and pointing at you. And you see
I'm
one of-
nonchalant. I'm trying not to look eager. I'm just wondering here, wondering there, making sure
Okay.
I'm still in view.
Okay. And you see the big person look down at the little person, and say something in the strange dialect that they speak that you don't understand. And the small person starts to cry, and the big person you see their shoulders kind of slump down, and he says something, and the little person just starts crying more and more, and tugging on their little sleeve and pointing at you. And you see the big person eventually kind of get down onto the little person's level and look at them and say something, and the little person says something back, and they seem to be having a bit of a very serious back and forth.
I'm walk between them.
Okay.
Just back and forth between them.
Okay. Before the both look down at you, and then the little person looks up at the big person, and you hear the big person go, before he brings some food out of his pocket and kind of get down to you and go and holds out the food to you and starts like scratching you behind the ear and then around the neck, and then he's grabbed you by the neck and is lifting you up off the ground and kind of holding you in his arms, and he starts walking towards one of the buildings. He's
But
still
did he know what he
scratching.
was doing, or was it?
He's still scratching
Like a
you. I mean, it's up to you. He was scratching you behind the ear, and it was feeling nice, and he was rubbing your neck. And you know, he was still kind of giving you food. It's up to you whether by the time he's kind of grabbed you and lifting you up, whether you want to try and react or not.
And he rolled an animal handling check.
He can't. Yeah, no, he will definitely will roll an animal handling check.
Kid's
that
gonna
one
be
was
fucking
caught.
traumatized.
He rolled.
Cat's
he
gonna
rolled a-
turn into a man.
He rolled a 14.
Ah, the DC was 13. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so he's picked you up, and he's kind of scratching you, and you've been a cat for about 2 hours now.
Oh, really? Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean
What
you
is
don't know
that?
you don't know that, but for game you've been a cat for about 2 hours now or so, and they take you back to this really nice place. It's warm and it's cozy, and there seem to be lots of carpets on the floor, and you start like clawing at the carpets and rubbing yourself against some of these places, and the little person is just running around very excited, and it keeps kind of like sitting down and giving you food.
Okay. I like that.
Hubert, could you make me another perception check to see if you can find Kez?
You're muted.
5. The dice are really
You see other cats, and you see a cat that's orange, but as you go to approach it, it doesn't look as nice as the Kez cat looked. It's kind of mangy and horrible.
Is it possible that I think that he got into some mud?
No, this cat looks like it's been on the streets for a long time. It's kind of missing an eye,
Oh, right.
and it definitely doesn't look like the Kez cat. You're starting to get. You're starting.
Hubert feels a sense of compassion towards the one-eyed cat.
Okay. Make an animal handling check.
Oh man, it's gonna get he's gonna get clawed in the face. 14. Oh no, 19. Sorry.
19.
Yeah.
Okay. The one-eyed cat hisses at you and starts like spitting at you, and you just keep approaching it, and the moment you put your big hand gently on its head, it stops, and it kind of lies down and just kind of lifts one of its legs up, and you start scratching it under, and it's just rolled over onto its belly, and it is yours.
Mine.
Well, I mean, he's accepting all belly scratches.
Okay.
And he's kind of letting you just like, yeah.
Yeah. So Hubert is now enamored a little bit, and forgot for a second he was trying to find another cat.
No.
And he's gonna because he's quite simple, just ask the one-eyed cat.
Okay.
Like just like, you see Kez?
The one-eyed cat kind of raises its head a little bit, looks at you, and then leans its head back and just kind of, these just like scratches.
Kez orange.
Yeah, it's just lying there like that.
Okay. So then, like, Hubert will like scoop up this cat
Okay.
and carry him around while he's looking for Kez. Kind of hoping in the back of his mind, his very simple mind, that this cat will recognize Kez.
Yes. Okay. If you weren't drawing attention before, you definitely are now.
I have a one-eyed, mangy street cat. But I'm just looking for a cat. I'm not like. And,
no, but
and I might like. I'm gonna go to the first person I see.
Okay.
And hold up the one-eyed cat, and say, "You see, cat."
This person kind of looks at you terrified. There's this giant half orc with a tail and this mangy one-eyed cat that you just shoved in his face. He goes, yes, no, I have seen cat. It's a very nice cat.
Where cat go?
I don't know. Where did cat go?
Cats jump from window. He's trying to ran off. Cat looked like this cat, but with two eyes. You see?
He's kind of nodding along, like very clearly scared. He's going, yeah, no, I see. Good cat. And he goes to try and pet the cat, and the cat just hisses and tries to scratch at him, and he goes,
and he goes, he's like, you see cat? Which way cat go? Because Hubert doesn't understand sarcasm.
The guy kind of goes, cat go that way, and he kind of points in a direction.
All right, so Hubert then will like pull like a gold out of his pocket and hand it to the guy and follow the direction.
He looks incredibly confused and terrified. He's looking at this gold in his hands, shocked and awed, and he kind of looks up as you're already walking down the street with just a look of fear and surprise in his face.
Hubert's not good with people. Right, so he's gonna follow in the direction the guy pointed, hoping that this guy recognized.
He pointed a bit further towards the market district.
Okay. Well, that's where he's going.
The way you were kind of walking towards him, he pointed back the way you were coming.
Oh right. Hubert doesn't know. He'll go that way.
Okay.
But that's it. And just periodically walk up to people. You see cat? Which way cat go?
Most people have the same reaction of surprise and terror as you shove this cat in their face.
Very ugly one-eyed mangy.
Yeah. Is there anything Marina, Marisk, and John are doing in these? While all of that is going on, apart from acquiring the bottles of beer.
I imagine we start
weaponizing them.
prepping the bottles to have the things inside.
Okay.
And I think Marina might kind of show Marisk and John what to do, and then go to her spell book and start doing some work on a new idea for a spell that she's got.
Okay. So can Marisk and John, if you guys are prepping the bottles, could you roll me intelligence checks with advantage, because Marina kind of showed you how to do it.
One
I
and I rolled 9 on both of them.
Okay.
rolled an 8 and a 10.
Oh no, sorry, I just rolled a saving throw, doofus.
Yeah, no, it's just a standard intelligence check with
No advantages, so it's so I rolled a 15 and a 2 with a check, so 15.
Okay.
I rolled a 10.
Okay. Marisk, you've done some alchemy in your time. When you were traveling. Yeah, when you were traveling, you know, you were kind of shown some of the alchemy. So this isn't. I mean, you don't have any equipment with you, and this is a very crude setup that you've got, so it's a bit awkward. But you get it. You get your 2 bottles filled pretty nicely. Following along from what Marina was doing. John, this is completely out of your wheelhouse. If it's not serving or drinking beer or swinging a sword, you don't really know what you're doing. Luckily for you, Marina is an excellent teacher, and Marisk, and with Marisk kind of beside you, sort of guiding you along the way a little bit, you managed to fill your 2 bottles as well. Then it wasn't the cleanest operation, and there were definitely some moments where you thought, shit, we're all about to be turned into cats. But luckily for you, you had people beside you that helped you.
Good.
And you managed to get your 2 bottles filled as well.
Good.
Marina, for your project, could you just roll me an Arcana check?
I absolutely can. It's an 16.
Okay. You get started on it, but as with all these kinds of things, you know that this will be a bit of a long-term project. So you get the starting on it, and you're kind of feeling it out, seeing what works, what doesn't work, playing around with a few things, and yeah, you get the sort of the ground layer done.
Nice.
Kez, you've been padding around this very nice house for the last 45 minutes or so. This small person seems very excited that you're there.
I'm not interested in them. I'm just exploring the house.
Okay. It's a 3-story house, very nicely decorated, lots of things for you to kind of knock over and pee on and kind of systematically destroy. But coming up to your 3rd hour in this form, you start to feel itchy again. Your fur starts to kind of shrink, and suddenly your paws have thumbs, and then fingers, and you're growing, and suddenly you're you on the 2nd floor of this very nice house. You have no idea where you are or how you got there. The first thing you hear is the scream of a small child. As you look to the side of you to see this small little boy, kind of mousy brown hair, these big green kind of soft eyes with tears pouring down them as he's wailing for his mum. Mummy! The cat's been stolen! Man, there's a man in the house.
I will.
And you hear footsteps
Yeah.
running up the stairs.
I'm gonna look around, very put out, find a window, run
Okay.
to it, and then cast Misty Step far away, about 30 feet to
Okay.
the ground. And
You
put that
run
side.
over to the window, and you can see down onto you can see down into the road. And as you kind of there's that sensation of you kind of twisting and vanishing as the mist appears, and just as that sensation grabs you, you catch a glimpse of this tall man, short brown hair, broad-shouldered, kind of bursting into the room, a look of fury on his face, as this small child kind of is standing there pointing and crying at you as you vanish. In front of him, these looks of shock come across their face. You are now on the street.
Was there anyone around?
There are people around,
Yes.
and they look quite surprised that a man suddenly appears. You do get a few looks. Are you?
Okay. I'm going to try and casually but quickly walk away from this house.
Make a deception check.
8.
8. You kind of look around very quickly, see that people are looking at you, kind of wrap your cloak around you, kind of stick your hands in your pockets, and start whistling very loudly as you walk away. Perhaps not the most inconspicuous of individuals, as you're looking. People in this part of town seem to be wearing quite nice clothing. And you start to get looks from city guards. And a few of them, you can suddenly start to hear shouting coming from further up the road. And some of the guards start walking up that way, and they're kind of giving you weird looks. And then you hear excuse me, sir, do you mind just stepping to one side for me, please? You turn and you see two of the city guard.
Mm-hmm.
There's something, and there's nobody else with them, it's just them.
Okay.
But they are kind of standing there looking at you going, do you mind just stepping here, sir? We have a few questions.
Good morning, of course.
Good morning. Can we ask what you're doing in this part of the city?
I didn't realize that it was not allowed. I'm just exploring. I'm new in town.
It's just salt barrels for the upper district, you know, the lords and ladies of the city. You don't get many travelling folk around this part unless they're quickly passing through.
And that is what I'm doing, yes.
Right,
I'm
well,
unaware that it was illegal, but if I'm not allowed,
No,
please show me the
not
way.
illegal, but wouldn't mind if we just escort you out.
All means.
And they kind of shadow you as you walk more towards the market square and out of the Salt Barrow, which is the nicer part of Midtown.
Thank you very much. Never had an escort before. It's quite nice.
They kind of give you a glance before heading back towards their patrol.
Okay.
And it's very easy to find the 3 stars from here.
I will try and make my way back. Yes.
Yeah, no, it's not that hard. Congratulations, you traumatized a small child.
Didn't do. Wasn't my fault. I was a cat.
But no, you make your way back to your companions.
Hey, how long's it been?
About 2 hours, 45 minutes, something like that.
Was it really?
Yeah, just about that long. Something like that.
Yeah, about 2, 3, yeah, 2.5, 3 hours. Yeah.
Something along those lines. So now we know the timings. We now know that there'll be cats for 2 to maybe 3 hours.
Well, not necessarily cats. I think it's quite random what you end up being, but yeah, the duration
Okay, for
is.
the purpose of this argument, we know that there'll be some kind of animal for nearly 2 to 3 hours. That is plenty of time for us to go in, borrow the item, and leave.
Where's Hubert?
Probably off on an
He's
adventure.
looking for you.
Oddly enough, looking for you.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Hubert.
Should we go find him?
Could you make me another perception check to see if you see Kez on his
Walking
way?
through the-
Yeah, walking.
Twelve.
Well, okay. As you are panic walking through this city, you haven't seen the Kez cat anywhere. You see, walking towards the 3 stars, Kez, but he's not a cat. You feel very relieved that you found your friend.
So I will go back, but I'm gonna take the other cat with me.
Okay. Just behind Kez arrives Hubert with a mangy orange cat with one eye and a very bad temper.
Hubert, where did you get that cat?
Cat saw Kez cat.
Cat saw Kez cat. That's not Kez.
Do I recognise this cat?
No.
You.
Do I remember anything about what happened when I was a cat?
No, it is a haze of colours and noises and smells.
Well, the gang's all back together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I
good.
should
We
point-
know this works.
I should point out, I deliberately let myself turn into normal, so that it's possible to resist.
Yeah, I know. My
Usually if most of them get turned, it will create enough pandemonium that.
it should create enough pandemonium. If there is anyone in there that looks particularly dangerous, I can force them to fail the save. But I did have an idea for a backup plan, but the only problem is it's going to cost money. And I don't like spending money on all this stuff all the time. Especially when most of the time I can't afford to spend my own money. But
So,
there is a spell that I could learn that would just put people to sleep.
And how much would that cost?
I don't know. Oops. Sorry, something's happened with this stream. Still good.
We could always
Yeah.
expense it to the
It's
job.
yeah.
job expenses.
I mean, we can. It's an option. Depending on who's going to be there, I think for the most part, it's not going to be. Hopefully, not going to be like super powerful people. But it's an option, and I can potentially put a lot of people to sleep with that, if particularly just like regular people.
Oh,
Honestly, I prefer the polyweed idea.
I think the polyweed is still the way to go. It's just thinking of a backup in case people do make a save.
Mm-hmm.
So the
So-
next issue is how we're getting in there.
I
Yeah.
can create an
Isn't possible.
animal that would just add one more to the fray. And I can also talk to animals. So any that turn into animals I can tell to cause mayhem.
That's true. If we can get just enough chaos going that people aren't looking at the artifacts, in particular if we can get the security out of the way, then I can disable the magical trap, get the item out, replace it with a thing, and we can just get out of there as quickly as we need to. Okay, so then the thought is that I then have to be in the room, which is going to be filled with a gas that is going to turn people into animals.
I'm guessing if some little cloth over your mouth, maybe a soaked cloth, would prevent
Yeah.
that gas getting through to you. Give you some.
It might help a bit. I could probably. I can hold my breath for. I can hold my breath for 2 minutes, give or take.
So this is.
What if we got what if we got a big, not huge, but a medium-sized jar, filled it with air, put a tube in it, and you just breathe through that?
I think
is
you
really good theory.
seriously underestimate the capacity of a person's lungs.
Probably.
Also, did you say fill it with air?
Yeah, just...
Waft it around a bit. Good on you.
I didn't even. When you first said it, I didn't twig it. I was like, oh, that's a normal thing. It wasn't until you said it, I was like, oh no, that's really fucking dumb. It's so dumb. It went over my head. That's the best. Let's get a jar and fill it with air.
Blowing it.
That's
Carbon dioxide.
Isn't it?
oh my god,
An empty jar is inherently filled with air.
that's better than the I rolled a 0. That, yeah. Oh my
I
god.
love John.
Oh my god. Man.
Oh.
Marisk face palms in the corner. And
Oh, yeah, no.
But we still
From high
haven't
up,
figured
from
out.
high up above, from an unknown source, you hear a cosmic empty face palms.
excellent.
Still don't know how we're gonna get in.
It's going to be a viewing, right? So
Yes.
But it's a private event. We weren't supposed to know that it happened.
that's true. That was the other. So we wanted to find someone who was going, and then. Okay, so if we can find a person who's going to be going to this thing, I can make myself look like them, and then we just have to stop them from going.
Turn them into an
Or
animal.
could you
perhaps.
just make yourself look like one of the serving people and
That's true. I could make
go
myself
in
look
through the
like.
kitchens?
Yeah, I could make myself. We saw someone in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I can make myself look like someone like that and go in that way. And
Does that require concentration, or can you turn someone invisible as well?
I believe it would be. Let me just check. I think it is, but. Oh no! No, that doesn't require concentration. So I could also turn 2 people invisible. Although I might want to take a rest before doing that, otherwise I'm going to be putting a bit of a strain on my higher levels magics, my more powerful things. So yeah, I can definitely make myself look like someone, have two people come in invisible with me, and the other two will, I guess, kind of be on hand when chaos starts happening.
Yep. Okay. So, couple of bottles to the invisible people.
Yep. Throw them in.
Wait for a signal.
Get out.
2 to the front, 2 to the back.
Snatch and grab.
Yep. Okay.
Leave.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, well, I'm at the center of it, so anything.
Have faith.
We could still fill a jar full of air.
All of my other plans that I've had since I've met you guys, I've just given you guys jobs to do. I don't know. I've never actually put myself in the middle of it. Okay, no, it's okay. I can do it. I can pretend to be another person who works in a kitchen, and then I guess take a tray of something up to the main room so that it looks natural, and hope to God that my clumsy ass feet don't trip. And then I will give you guys a signal. Maybe I'll drop the tray. No, because I might just drop the tray by accident. I will start coughing, and then you guys throw the bottles and break them so that the gas gets out, and then immediately hold your breaths, because we have to be real careful about that. And then I will disable the trap and unlock the thing and replace it with this thing, and then we gotta get out. There's so much stuff going on.
Does
Okay.
the ability to hold the breath dictate who is invisible?
Yeah, that might be a good.
Constitution.
That's Constitution. So
I'm at +4 for con, so I'm 19.
Mara's probably good call then, and I'm guessing the other person who's got the better ability to hold their breath would be Hubert.
Or John. I think they're both. We have a competition right now.
Constitution is 3.
Your Constitution is
Alright.
+3, and what's Hubert's Constitution modifier? Sorry, you cut out there, Katie.
Oh, sorry. +6.
Wow.
Your
Wait,
Constitution
no,
is
that's
plus.
safe. No, that's
Oh.
safe. So it's three.
Okay, so both John and Hubert have the same.
Okay,
Okay.
you three, hold your breath now, and the longest two can go.
This could take.
You don't need to actually
You
hold
don't,
it.
yeah. You're players. It's just a
I
character.
just need to say you don't.
This will take a while.
No. Stop it.
The staring contest as well, apparently.
Breathe, Jack. Breathe.
I'm going blue.
Yes, you actually are. You
It's
would
like-
do.
I've no regrets.
I could have gone for much longer, I think.
Your constitution in real life must be very high.
Don't know.
I think I might have passed out.
That's not.
So, Hubert, you alright with this? Being invisible? Waiting for signals?
Can I bring Cat?
No.
What?
Well, no, probably best not to. The cat will probably get loose whilst we're trying to sneak through.
Just 2 bottles.
Yeah.
Drop when you hear the cough and the plate drop,
I'll look after the cat,
and
Hubert,
then
and then I'll slowly go and try and take the cat from Hubert if he'll let me, and the cat.
Okay, can you make an animal handling check for me, please, guys?
Come on, Ranger. Come on. Ooh,
Sorry, I didn't hear what you got. Nope, still not getting
No,
it.
there's no.
10. Okay. You go to take this cat from Hubert, and it seems quite docile at the moment. It's kind of just lying in Hubert's arms, and it doesn't really notice you've taken. And now it's just lying in your arms.
Hubert, what? Just a quick question. What are you going to do with the cat? Are you going to keep it, or have you given it a name? What's your plan with the cat?
Hubert laughs. Hubert make plans.
That would sound
Okay.
so ominous if it wasn't Hubert.
I don't know, I think it's still ominous.
No, because I think Hubert just maybe didn't understand the question. Whereas, if someone else laughed like that and said those words, I would believe something sinister was going to happen.
Okay.
I will reach over, just kind of wave my hand near the cat and prestidigitate it to make it not quite as gross and mangy. Just try and like neaten out the fur a little bit and clean it a little bit.
Okay, it's still very mangy.
Yeah. At least it doesn't smell.
Yeah, it doesn't smell anymore. And the fur looks slightly cleaner, but it's still matted in places.
I'll try and use prestidigitation as well, but make a puff of smoke instead by accident.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So, who's going to the auction house? All of you, I'm guessing.
I guess so.
Okay. You all head to the Salt Road auction house.
Has Hubert ever been invisible before?
No.
Don't think I've ever turned you invisible before, no.
Hubert's never been invisible before.
you want to talk him through this.
Okay, so Hubert,
Best.
I am going to cast a spell on you and Marisk. You've seen me do this one before, where I turn us invisible so you can't see us, and so no one will be able to see you. So what I need you to do is, if you just hold on to Marisk's shoulder and follow him, let him lead you, and we're going to go inside. No one will be able to see you, but they'll still be able to hear you, so you have to make sure that you're still very quiet. And we're going to go inside and then upstairs into the room where our thing is that we need to take. And when we're up there and I'm in a good position, you'll see me. I'm going to look like someone else though, but I will make sure to do that in front of you so you know who you're looking for. I'm going to start coughing, and when I do, you're going to take this bottle and you're going to throw it really hard on the floor so that it breaks and all of the smoke comes out. And as soon as you do that, you need to hold your breath and not breathe in any of the smoke, because if you breathe in the smoke, you don't need to do it now. You don't need to do it now, but you will need to do it when you throw the bottle, when we're upstairs after I start coughing, so that you don't breathe in any of the smoke, because if you do, it's going to be bad. Okay?
Hubert will pat Marina on the head and just say, You say lot words. Hubert do.
Okay. I trust you.
Where do you want me?
Kez and Jack, I think you guys need to be just maybe linger out the front of the building nearby when the chaos starts happening. Hopefully the guards at the front door will run in. At which point I think it's safe for you guys to probably just chase in after them and make sure that we have a clear line to get out of there once we have the item.
Try not to hurt anyone. These are fairly innocent people. Yeah.
I'll be as
Hubert,
gentle as I
no hitting people.
Yep.
We're just making them turn into
No hitting any
creatures.
animals either. Although Hubert would never do.
Hubert loves animals.
Yes, definitely don't hit the animals, because if you do, they'll turn back into people. Also, it's
theory.
bad, but
I don't know.
yeah. Actually, we haven't really tested that, but that's
Yeah.
how a normal polymorph works, and so I'm guessing that might be how it works. Either you're going to kill the animal, or it's going to turn back into a person. Either way is not good. So don't hit any of the animals.
Hubert no hit.
No, I know Hubert won. I'm mostly talking to John on this one.
When have I ever hit an animal?
I don't know, but you're a wild card sometimes, and you know.
I'm just picturing one of us walking up to just a random animal and just like punching it. So random.
Just
It's
drop,
like going up.
drop kicking a cat for no reason.
Yeah. Stupid cat. I've
Alright.
If you
I've
want
never
to,
hit an animal.
if you want a good laugh, look up Dara Brain. What's the stupidest thing you ever did on your holiday?
I've seen that. That's really fucking funny.
So, you guys, with your plan made, head to the Salt Road auction house. And as before, you see 2 guards posted outside, dressed in kind of quite fine-looking half-plate armor, a sword by their side, a spear in one hand, a shield in the other. You don't see anybody coming or going. The bright blue door is closed.
Okay.
You guys kind of post up in the alleyway that you did the night before. John and Kez, you're standing there looking out.
Okay, so are we able during all of that time? Was we able to get a short rest in? Like literally from the moment where I was messaging the guy earlier to.
Yeah, you'd be able to get a short rest.
Cool, because then I can get my 3rd level spell slot back from Arcane Recovery. Cool. Okay, so I am going to turn Hubert and Marisk invisible,
Okay.
and
Here's a question. If Hubert isn't touching Mara's shoulder when they turn invisible,
Marina will make sure you are.
okay, and if that's the case, does Hubert see Marisk?
No.
No.
No,
You just
Just
feel
feel.
that your hand is on Marisk's shoulder.
but Hubert also doesn't see his own hand.
No.
I'm not sure how. I'm not sure how Hubert is gonna take this.
And then Marina will cast Disguise Self on herself to make herself look like the person that she saw in the kitchen the previous night when
Okay.
they snuck in.
Okay. So you are the young kitchen staff member that was left on their own last night.
Yep.
Okay.
Very quickly, so Hubert can still feel Marisk.
Yes.
So Hubert won't just have his hand on his shoulder. He's gonna just keep making sure that whole Marisk is still there.
Okay.
So he's just gonna be like patting him on the head, like trying to make sure that, because this is blowing his mind. Being invisible and not seeing but feeling. That like does not know how to take this in.
Okay, you guys stay close together and follow me. And remember, Hubert, not to make any noise when you're in there because they can still hear you. And Marina will walk over to the side staff door. And I think she's going to try and like peek in first and kind of have a look around to see if the person she's disguised as is actually there. And
Okay. Can you make me a perception check?
yes, I can. And this is where the whole plan falls apart on the first roll. Or not, that's a 20.
He doesn't look to be in the
Nice.
kitchen. No.
Okay, then I will open the door and walk in.
Okay. Okay, so can Marina please give me a deception check? And can Marisk and Hubert both give me stealth rolls with advantage?
2, that's 18 for me.
Oh, this is gonna be so bad.
13.
17 on the deception. I rolled really well. Thank God.
Excellent.
Okay. So Marina, you kind of walk in, and one of the chefs kind of looks up and looks slightly confused for a moment and goes, Alice, were you called in today? I thought you had the day off.
I just kind of look up and go, like, and just go. They said they needed extra hands. I strained my voice. I was going to rest it today, but they said you needed an extra hand in bringing the food up to the main area.
He kind of looks and goes, Edwell, bastard. Okay, take these up to the main floor, and
Yeah,
no, just don't strain yourself.
I won't. Quiet. And she'll take the tray and just quickly start leaving.
Okay. Hubert and Marish, you're on Marina's tail. Hubert, as you're kind of walking past, your tail kind of reaches out and can't help itself but tap one of the metal pans, and there's this ringing dung, and one of the chefs kind of at the station kind of looks up, grabs it, and goes, "Fucking wind," and kind of goes back to his scraping.
And Hubert can't see his tail,
Nope.
so he has no idea that that's what just happened.
Yeah.
Right.
But you guys make it through the sort of the kitchen prep area with nobody seeing you. You can see that on the other side of the door, there looks to be a pretty young half-elf girl. She's dressed in quite fine sort of red, a fine red tunic. The kind of halfway down kind of turns into a bit of a dress piece that has kind of gold embroidery. And she just seems, she's kind of sat on a chair, and she looks to be kind of flicking through a book, and every now and then she looks up to you, Marina, and kind of gives you a weird look and goes, Alice, I thought you had the day off today.
I streamed my voice. They said they needed an extra hand.
Oh, well, you know what to do. And she kind of goes back to her reading. And you head upstairs. And upstairs is the same it's kind of small room with the 8 pedestals, each with their glass display case. And mingling around the room are 9 individuals, 5 of whom are all wearing similar clothes to the girl downstairs, and they all look to be house staff. One of these individuals' clothes looks to be a lot finer. He's kind of wearing this gold sash, and he's talking to another person who looks to be one of the buyers. And there are 4 people that look to be non-house staff or buyers. And they're all kind of just dotted around the room. Some are looking at some of the artifacts. Some to be just taking some of the little pâtés and sort of nibbles. You see 2 in the corner kind of talking to themselves.
Nice. Looking around at all of the non-house staff, the buyers in particular, and that, is there anyone there that looks potentially dangerous or maybe like has magic?
You're not sure. There's of the 4 individuals, there's an older human woman, kind of short grey hair. She looks to be wearing fine robes. There is a very, very young, strapping man who has a decorative or very nice-looking sword strapped to his kind of buckled to his belt. There is a rock gnome, kind of grey, craggy skin, this big grin on his face, and he looks to try and be talking up one of the house staff. And then there is a very finely dressed, kind of brown-skinned elven woman. Her clothes look to be made of either leaves or grass, or at least have that kind of motif and patterns to them. Of those 4 individuals, you're not sure if any of them are magical. You guess that maybe the elf and the gnome might know some magic. Apart from that, the younger human, the one with the sword, he looks to be sort of the most dangerous. He's wearing quite fine clothing, and sort of the most dangerous thing about him is that sword, and you're guessing he knows how to use it, but without,
Without confirmation, it's going to be hard.
without confirmation, you're not sure if any of them do know magic or not.
Cool. So I will look for a place that looks good to put the tray down. Get myself so I'm in eye line of the case that we need to break into.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will just start coughing. She just starts
Okay. The moment you start coughing, the gentleman, the elven man who's dressed in the fine sash, who looks to be the owner of the auction house, or at least the auctioneer, kind of stops his conversation, turns and gives you a look, or this kind of like dark look, and he starts to walk over to you. Marisk and
Trust.
Hugo, what are you doing?
Toss the vial at the feet of the guy. So there's a cluster of people he was talking to. So
Yeah, he was talking to the older woman.
Yep.
And he had a young gnomish girl standing next to him with a sort of a clipboard.
So I'll toss the first vial in between him and Marina.
Okay.
So towards that cluster, and the other vial towards the two people that were standing in the corner. So lob and lob.
Okay. Could you make me just a strength? Yeah, just a strength roll.
Did Hubert get given any bottles?
Yeah, Hubert was
you've got
given 2.
And he was told to break it
16.
when Marina coughed. So
16. Okay.
So Hubert is not going to be as strategic because he was just told to break them when Hubert
to throw
or
it.
when
Yeah.
Marina coughs. So he will just like smash them. But he also was told to be quiet. So this is going to be a bit difficult for Hubert. So he's just going to try to break it in half.
Okay.
Instead of smash on the floor.
So you're just going to try and crush them in your hand?
Yeah, because I need to be quiet.
Okay. Can Hubert roll me a strength check as well?
Oh, geez. 15. D&D Beyond is not being my friend today at all.
Okay. Marisk, you chuck your 2 vials, and you hear smashing sounds. And suddenly you start to hear more coughing, and then cries of confusion.
And the guy with the sword, he is going to get a natural 1 on his saving throw.
Okay, so...
We'll be using my portent.
Okay, so yeah, you see the older woman start to cough heavily, and then she kind of freezes in place. And she... Oh no, I need... Oh no, so many rolls. She starts to grow fur and whiskers, and kind of cat ears start to emerge, and she starts to shrink down. The guy with the sword, you suddenly see these 2 buck teeth emerge.
Hey!
and this strange leathery flat tail appears from his back, and suddenly he's gnawing on a wooden chair leg.
Noble beaver.
Return of the beaver.
Return of the beaver. The gnomish girl that's standing with the clipboard, she starts coughing, and then she suddenly stands still, and she kind of starts playing with the smoke. She doesn't seem to turn into an animal. The elvish man that is walking towards you, Marina, starts doing the same thing. He's coughing, and then he kind of starts like feeling his clothes and his sash, and he kind of just starts like playing, like rubbing it between his hands, and he's kind of just standing there like giggling to himself. Hubert, you take out your 2 bottles and you squeeze them as hard as you can. And you squeeze them and you squeeze them and you squeeze them, and then you hear a and you start to see smoke starting to appear slowly from them.
Oh, okay.
Okay, are you still holding on to the bottles, or have you let them go?
He was just told to break the bottles
And then hold his breath.
and hold his breath.
So you're still holding the bottles?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This is what happens when you give Hubert complicated tasks. Okay.
So you are holding... They're not quite broken. They're definitely cracked, and they're starting to leak slowly, but they're not broken. And you're just standing there holding your breath.
Hubert's gonna pass out in a minute. Like,
Hubert,
No.
throw the bottle.
but you can't see that he hasn't.
No.
Marina can't. No.
No.
So, Marina and Maris, what are you doing?
I'm gonna run. I'm holding my breath, and I'm gonna run for the cabinet and try to disable the magical trap.
Okay, could you roll me an Arcana check?
I'm gonna use my other portent to give myself a 25.
Okay, yeah, no, it's easy. You kind of have a look and you see where the magical trap is, and you take out a bit of you take out kind of a broken quill that you've kind of just been hanging on to. You kind of scratch a few of the runes out, and you see the trap glow. You see the trap glow once, twice, 3 times, then you hear a faint shatter sound as the trap breaks.
Cool. And then I will cast knock on the case itself to open
Okay.
it.
Throughout the room, there is a loud knocking sound, and the door to the case slightly swings open.
And yeah,
Okay. You manage to grab it and you can swap it with your thing.
I swap it
There
with
is-
the hologram.
There is chaos. The moment kind of the staff realize that people are turning into animals, and the owner of the auction house owner is kind of standing there, clearly tripping balls. They kind of start screaming and running away. The elven woman, though, seems quite composed. And Hubert, as you're kind of just sitting there with the smoke slowly leaking out, she's kind of looking round. She hasn't quite screamed. She's just kind of trying to get her bearings. She's Maris, you notice this, that she seems quite composed. The gnome, however, has booked it. He's just left. As have most of the house stuff. But she's kind of just looking around to see what's going on. She's kind of backed away from the mist slightly, and you can't see any more coming.
Okay, let's. Maria just kind of starts gesturing towards the door,
Okay.
and kind of running with this thing. She's trying to kind of like. I guess she sticks it in her bag. Actually,
Okay.
she
You
probably
can- you
takes
stick
like
it
a
in your
second to
bag.
stick it in her bag. So
Let's cut to quickly John and Kez, who you see a gnome, a dark-skinned gnome, run out the door, followed by several what look like members of staff. You can hear screaming coming and like, and just it looks to be pandemonium and chaos pouring out of this auction house. What are you guys doing?
I think that's our cue. What did Marina want us to do again? Seems like everything's going fine with the way it is.
You're
Are you-
muted, Kez.
You're muted, Kez.
Okay, we're just here as backup, just if anyone, to prevent anyone going in. If they bring in reinforcements and
giving us a clear exit. That's
yeah.
Okay.
Makes it seems pretty clear.
You see the 2 guards enter.
Uh-oh.
They,
Hang on.
yeah, you see them enter.
We're up.
Okay. I will cast Speak with Animal and tell the cat that those 2 guards insulted its mother.
Okay. This you see.
Hubert can't keep cats.
I have to pass out in a minute.
The cat looks furious. The cat looks. I mean, the cat has a permanent look of anger on its face, but it looks absolutely just filled with rage and hatred. It leaps from your arms and goes tearing across the road towards these 2 quite heavily armored individuals. You suddenly hear one saying, "What's that?" You suddenly hear a, "What's that? stupid cat! As Jesus Christ. As you hear a bastard and then a ow! And the cat suddenly goes soaring out the door as if booted by some force.
Aw. If Hubert saw that, he would probably need to roll a wisdom save.
Probably. Can
He did.
Huber roll me a constitution saving throw?
Of course.
Hubert, come on.
Oh, I rolled a natural 1.
No!
Wait. No, wait. I rolled the wrong thing.
Oh,
Hang on.
You rolled strength. Yeah, good.
Oh, 9.
9.
oh.
So, Hubert, you're trying desperately to hold your breath and stay quiet, but you can't. You have to breathe, and you kind of take a big breath in. You go, ah, and you're kind of standing there, panting heavily, just trying to get the breath back into your lungs before you passed out. Marina and Marisk, are you guys just trying to book it for the door?
I think so, yeah.
Maris would risk. Right. I'd probably go just shout, like, as I'm holding my breath, I'd go, back the way we came!
Okay.
And back, hold my breath again, and just book
Okay.
it. And expect and hope Hubert.
At this point,
That's
the
good.
the elven woman, who's kind of looking around quite suspiciously, she's also starting to leave as the room is starting to now fill with smoke. As Hubert, you're still kind of, as you've been standing there holding your breath, the smoke has been slowly leaking and you've just been gripping these bottles tighter and tighter, and eventually you hear a as they smash completely.
Would I take any damage from the glass?
No. I will need you to roll me a con save though, as this is when you're now starting to breathe, and the
Oh.
smoke is essentially in your face.
Oh, 18.
Okay, let's hope that's
No.
good. Let's hope
You're
that's
fine.
good. Oh, thank
You're
God.
fine.
Goodness.
So, Marina and Marisk, you go running down the stairs along with everybody else that is now fleeing. You see the two guards starting to run up, and you see this blur of orange as this furious cat digs its claws into the back of one of the guards' kind of thighs. Where it's not quite so armoured, where the kind of the greave is held on, and you hear him cry out in pain before he yells, "Bastard cat!" turns round and boots this cat out of the door.
I hope we recover this cat because
Yeah.
we need to name it BC.
But when Kez sees the cat flying out, he's gonna go over to it and ask for your wounds.
Okay.
Feel better.
How many points does the cat heal?
10.
10.
Yeah.
Holy
Healthier
shit.
than
This-
it's ever been.
That's
yeah,
about-
this cat looks. It almost looks.
That's about like 5 times its maximum hit
Yeah.
points.
It's growing back teeth that it never had.
Yeah, you see the eye that it lost ages ago.
No.
It looks a lot healthier, and actually it kind of jumps up into your arms and kind of like is staring at the door, kind of just silently hissing.
A douchebag. I can. It's not been 10 minutes yet, so I could still talk to it.
Yeah, no, it hasn't been 10 minutes yet, so yeah, you can still talk to it.
Yeah, this all happened real fucking quick.
Yeah, this is all happening. This has all happened like it's been maybe 2 minutes since people have started running out. You
What's your
see
name, by the way?
The cat.
Yeah.
The cat kind of turns to you and goes, "Oh, don't have a name."
I think we should call it BC.
Bastard cat.
Yeah.
PC.
PC.
John, what were you trying to say?
I was trying to say that when people are running out, John's gonna go to the door, not stand right in front, but sort of stand to the side and sort of like grab people and pull them out, and just start yelling, "Everyone out! Everyone out! Get away from the fire! Get away from the fire! Everyone out!" And he's gonna start sort of yelling so that Marisk and Marina and Hubert, because he doesn't know, hear his voice and sort of follow it.
Okay.
Sort of way out.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Hubert, are you still standing there trying to hold your breath?
Well, yeah. I don't understand because that was the last instruction.
Okay.
I don't remember them saying I should run, and I just heard in the commotion head for the door, and didn't see who said it. So.
Well, you were told to hold on to Marith, weren't you?
Yeah, but I would have let go of Marisk to break the bottles.
Yeah, and also Hubert got given so many instructions.
And like that was like too, and he even said to Marina, "You speak too many words." Like,
Yeah.
he probably got.
So you're still standing there.
Yeah.
You can see this beaver kind of padding around. He's nibbling on some of the wooden furniture. You see this cat kind of. It tries to go up to the beaver and try and like bat its nose, and the beaver kind of smacks it with its tail, and it kind of goes skittering off a bit. You see this young gnome girl. She's kind of just giggling to herself in a corner while she's kind of drawing weird shapes on this clipboard. You see a very tall, finely dressed, very neat elven man laughing as he's kind of just feeling his very nice silk robes, and he's kind of just sat down kind of with a stupid look on his face.
What would I at this point notice that Marina's not there anymore?
You would, yes.
Okay, so at that point I'll be kind of like, I'd be tempted to take the cat, but I won't, because I remembered I have another cat outside, so that's fine. And I will leave.
Okay. So Marina and Maris, you leave, and then about a minute later, Hubert appears.
But am I
He's
still
invisible.
Still invisible,
Oh,
technically,
he's still
yeah.
invisible. So really, you don't know that. But John, you see Marina appear, and you can start to see guard running down the road towards you as all this commotion is happening.
Get out of
Everybody
here.
out! Everybody out! Everyone out! Everyone out! Come on, everyone out! Quick as you can! Quick as you can now!
And as the guards kind of slowly approach, they go, "What's going on?"
I don't know, mate. I was just walking past and saw loads of smoke and people running out. I think it's some kind of fire.
Fuck. And you can see one of them just kind of comes to your friend and says, "Go and tell the captain. Tell him that we need buckets of water down here quickly. We have to try and control the fire." And his friend kind of turns and starts legging it towards a bit further up the road, and he starts kind of like grabbing people as they're running and goes, "Go and get water." And he's kind of like pushing them out of the way, and he's barking orders at people, and you can see people starting to run out of homes with like homemade buckets of water as the news of a fire is starting to spread.
Oh no.
Marina at the side will start kind of like quietly trying to search for Marisk and Hubert. Just kind of like walking around. He's like, "Marisk, Hubert, are you out here?"
I'd be looking for you, so I'd.
Oh, you guys can see her. It's just even
Yeah.
though she looks like someone else. But yeah, it's just Hubert. Where's Hubert? Hubert. Hubert. Where are you?
Hubert will just like go up behind Marina and tap her on the shoulder.
Holy, oh my goodness. Okay,
Hubert here.
okay, follow me. And Marina will walk them just into like a side alley somewhere, so they're hidden to drop the invisibility and the disguise.
And Hubert is just like looking at his hands like he couldn't see them before. But now he can.
Alright.
And he doesn't understand how this all works.
It's okay, buddy. Let's go, and we need to, I guess, just get out of this town as quickly as we can.
John follows, and I think he says to Kez, I think it's time to go.
Yep.
Alright, let's go.
Okay.
Yep. Do you have the cat with you?
Yep, right here.
Alright, let's go then.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, you guys start to leave. As you leave, you can hear some of the town criers saying, "Fire in the West District! Salt Road Auction House catches fire! Strange creatures seen within!" As news started to spread of weird animals starting to suddenly appear and of apparent fire.
Yep.
And that is where we will leave tonight's session.
Okay.
You have the
Resolved.
artifact.
I don't believe it actually
Yeah,
worked.
That
shouldn't have
worked.
worked.
That worked.
I know.
John's plan worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I suppose in the literal definition, yes, it worked.
We will never live this down.
It was chaos,
Uh,
but we got the thing.
In the course of one session, you guys invented a bomb, and then invented hotboxing.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
I'm not proud.
Yeah.
So I need to knock
And
off
then
both
performed a
my,
heist. It's
both my polyweeds.
It's like a-
the strength
You do,
polyweeds.
yeah.
yeah.
Two.
It's like a Harold and Kumar film. Just
It really is.
I've taken him off. Just got 2 double strengths left.
nice.
But
Hollywood.
thank you guys.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
lot
That
of
was
fun.
cool.
Thank you to
was fun.
everybody that watched this madness unfold.
Yes.
Uh,
Thank you for joining us in the audience. Those who have watched and stuck around.
yeah.
This is really cool. We're basically gonna be doing this. I guess from now on.
Every,
which-
yeah, this
every,
I think
This
Friday.
is it.
every Friday.
This
So
is the way.
it's really
Uh,
great.
This is the
Um,
way.
I hope this isn't the way, because this gives me heart attacks.
This
um,
is the way.
You
You
love
know
us
this is the
really.
way.
Oh no, I do love you guys. You
Yeah.
guys are. You guys are great.
yeah, but we've got all sorts of streams coming up as well. We reached our first stretch goal on Twitch. We're now over 100 followers. So we have a very fun special episode of our Homebrew Lab series coming up probably in the next month, but we are going to look at a suitable date to run that. We are now working towards our second stretch goal to try and get to 20 subscribers. If you're not subscribed currently, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can actually subscribe to us without paying a thing, directly through your Prime account. If you just click the subscribe button on the screen and go to Prime subscription, then you can do that, and it doesn't cost you a thing, and it really helps us out, so please do that. That's working towards our second goal. Other than that, on Sunday I will be on here again on the Wayfarers League stream, doing behind the GM screen, where I will be doing something with Shadowrun. I really have no idea what I'm doing this time. Probably continuing on from my last one of prepping and designing battle maps. And I may even do some animated battle map stuff, because I've started learning how to do that recently, which is quite fun. And other than that, I think our next streams are probably not next week, but the week after, where we go back into our next episode of Homebrew Labs. So Yeah, thanks for coming along and supporting us, and I guess we will catch you guys
See you next week.
next week
Oh yeah.
Good night, people.
Yeah, see you
Yeah.
next week.
for more of this chaos.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've got such plans. for this
Madness.
Indeed.
chaos. I've got such plans for this chaos.
All right.
Madness. Madness takes its toll.
Good night,
Good night,
everyone.
everybody.